Hey everyone, we are back with another video on Chesopedia. This is the fifth episode of playing online chess games on chess.com. I'll be linking the website down in the description box below in case you wanna try it out. We'll be playing 3 minutes plus 2 seconds blitz chess games, and I will also be explaining my approach throughout the game. Also, I'll be sharing the critical moments which I thought greatly affected the game. So guys, stay tuned till the end and let's start playing. So let us start with our first match. Here we go. So our first match has arrived and we are black. So he plays e4. Now let us go with one e6. Let us try the French defense. Maybe he'll play d4. Yes. Now let's go d5. Now there are numerous numbers of responses. So he goes e5. So now let us try b6. This idea is to go bishop a6 and trade this bad bishop. So he plays c3. So now we can't go because this is a cheap trick. Because now he can take, and he can give this check, which will win a free knight. So first we play queen d7 with the same idea of going bishop to a6. So he plays knight f3. Let's go knight e7. Normal development move. We always want to play bishop a6 once he brings out his bishop. So he has to waste a move at some point. Till then we can also play our useful moves. So let us see. Bishop d3, and now we will play bishop a6. He will take, I will take with my knight. Here we go. He will castle most probably. Okay, castles. And now there are numerous numbers of responses. Now I can plan my knight f5. I can reroute this knight. Let's just first reroute this knight to c6, where it really belongs. Knight c6. I don't really understand the point of rook e1 because this file is always blocked. Knight f1, nice move, but where the knight goes? Let us go knight f5, because if you want to come I will trade it. g4. Okay, so he's going for the attack. So now let us go back because now he has weakened his king, and now maybe we can plan attack. Why not? Maybe he plays something like knight g3. Yeah, now it stops my h5 push. But anyways, so now let us see what we can do. Knight g6, but it is kind of useless because knight h5, and then what? Maybe I can go long castle. That's also an option for sure. Now let us see what is his plan, because this knight is not going anywhere. So let us just development moves. Maybe we can castle long. I mean, it is a strange decision to castle long in this position, but yes, why not? Okay, so now he starts with this attack, but it doesn't really look like an attack because now he's weakening his pawns. So now maybe we can play knight f5, take advantage of it, and now we can reroute this knight to c6 and then take out bishop out. And take our bishop out. dc5, bc5. Now we can play, okay, b4. He's going for full attack. Now we can take it, but I'll go knight c4 because if he takes, then I will eventually take it after knight c6. So probably that's not a problem. But this knight has an outstanding post on c4, and only this knight can remove it by playing knight d2. Bishop e3. Now let us go knight c6, normal development moves. I can take this bishop anytime if I feel so. If he plays the move b5, I can simply play knight a5, bishop c5. Okay, we will take this. And now even though he's a pawn plus, his pawns are very much weak. As we saw, he made weaknesses. So now we can go maybe queen e7. This looks like a good move. Threatening to take on c5. And okay, knight h5. But if he takes, we don't really care. So let us go queen c5. Interesting move. Because if he takes right now, we can simply bring our rook, attacking on g4. So actually knight h5 feels to be a useless move, even though it looks dangerous. Rook g1, rook b1. So he's making attack here. Here his pieces are not really coordinated in one direction. So now we can go king c7. Always a good move because whenever the queen comes to b3, we can challenge it with rook b8, for which white will have to move his queen back. So it will be a waste of move for white. So eventually stopping queen b3 threats. Let us see, rook b5. Okay, nice move. So he is attacking our queen. So I think we should go back. Let's go queen e7 or queen a3. Both look good. I mean, we can play either option. Let's go bit activate queen a5, queen a3. I mean, queen e7 is similar, but queen a3 may be a bit active, you know, attacking the pawn on c3. Even though I'm not really interested in taking it. Yeah, right now also knight g7 is not really a threat because rook g8 and then what? Maybe he goes for this queen exchange with queen b3. Possibly an idea. Knight d4, okay, this is a good idea to exchange our king's defender. But actually we can just play rook b8, I guess. You know, rook b8 he can take and play knight b5. This is an interesting move after takes. So not rook b8 for sure. I mean, I'm thinking why can't we take this pawn? Let us just take this. I mean, this should be working. I mean, if he takes this knight, I can take it with my king. And even though my king looks very much exposed, I can't really see a good attack for white. I mean, queen b1, but then there's no check. I mean, rook b7 always not a good idea because I can just sack my queen for 2 rooks. I mean, that is too much material, to be honest. I can maybe play rook b8, a bit tactical move. I mean, I can go rook b8. Let us try rook b8. I mean, if it works, because we will take the rook. Rook c1. Okay, so now we can play queen e5, but now we win another pawn, I guess. Didn't we? We will have to take one pair of rooks. Rook c4. But what if we just take right now? Because if he takes our queen, we can just take his queen back. I think he did a slip. I mean, he calculated it a bit wrong. But yeah, I mean, there were opportunities for white. We'll have to see it later in analysis. Oh my god, he just resigned. Okay, that is something kind of weird. Okay, this was an interesting game. Actually, this ended very short. But yeah, it was surely an interesting game. And this is very crazy as well. So now let us actually see the mistakes of both the players. And now let us analyze the game. So okay, the game started off pretty well. So my opponent opened with 1e4, 1e6, 2d4, 2d5, the French defense. He played the advanced variation, b6, c3, queen d7, all common. He plays knight f3, knight e7, and we wait for white to play bishop d3, and we can play bishop a6 to exchange our bishops. Knight bd2, I develop with c5. He plays move bishop d3 and I play bishop a6 at the correct moment, because let's say you play something like, I mean, what to play, let's say 6, but then you have queen e2 and then you kind of stop a6, bishop a6, because now a5 then bishop b5, and yeah, now knight c6 I have to play, and my idea is kind of flopped. So I have to play bishop a6 here. He takes, I take, short castles. I play knight b8, rerouting my knight to its original spot where it belongs. He plays rook e1 with the plan of knight f1, knight g3. I play knight c6, knight f1, knight g3, knight f5, I mean, now g4, and I have to go back. Knight h6, maybe I can play, he would exchange his bad bishop, take, and I mean, there isn't really a good attack. I mean, white's king looks solid. So I play knight e7 back, knight g3, and I play long castle. Because my plan is h5 eventually if his knight is on g3, but now his knight is on g3, so now he can take it for free. So I play long castle, and here he push a4, and here I played the move knight to a5. Now actually better would have been if I would have first taken here and then knight a5, because now the tension has finished and now black's plan is simple. Play king b7, rook c8, knight c6, bring the bishop, and now knight to c4, and black's position looks very good. But first I played knight a5, and then what happened is he took on c5, I took back, and now he striked open my king with b4. I had to play knight c4 because I can't take the risk of taking here, because already c file is very dangerous. His pawn gets rolling, he will open another file, either the b file or the a file, and it would be very dangerous for me indeed. So I first played knight c4. Okay, he has to open one file, so he played bishop e3. He will take here, of course, because pushing here is never a good move, because none of your files will open and my king will be safe. I play knight c6, developing. So he plays bishop c5, exchanging his bad bishop, takes, and now I play the move queen e7, attacking the c5 pawn, which actually cannot be defended. And now he surprised me with the move knight h5. Now at first sight, I thought to defend this pawn, but then when I saw queen c5 and he can't really take on g7 because of rook g8, and after knight goes back, I'm going to take the pawn on g4. I will be simply better because my rook on h8, which is literally doing nothing right now, will be on good action after rook takes g4. So I just took queen takes c5 and he played the move rook b1 here, trying to get some counterplay over this file. I simply played the move king c7, kind of exchanging the pieces because his pawns are weak, so if I get an end game, then it will be pretty good for me. So he plays the move rook b5, which actually I missed during the game. So okay, I played the move queen a3. Queen e7 also okay, but yeah, it's kind of passive. So queen a3 kind of active, also kind of attacks the pawn on c3. Knight d4, bringing the knight to the center. Now imagine this knight would have been on d4 and this knight would have been on f3, so it would have been better than this knight being in the corner. So knight d4, queen takes c3, simply taking the pawn. But now I would like you to pause the video and try to find a winning move for white which I missed during the game, and if white would have played it, he would have simply won the game. So pause the video, try to find right now, and while I give you a couple of seconds. Okay, so the move is rook c5 and just lose on spot because now c6 is hanging. You can't really play knight f5 because the queen is also pinned, and yeah, this is just losing because now knight is gonna go and yeah, we'll lose. So I actually missed this, and the good thing is that my opponent also missed this. So he played the move knight takes c6, which I was expecting during the game. I took with my king. He played queen b1. I thought for this, and I eventually played rook b8. But there was a better move here, which was knight d2, kind of attacking knight f3 and also trying to take the queen. So he had to play queen c1, and then I would take exchange piece and now play knight c4. And now after the queen's exchange, now it feels like white's attack is almost finished. Two rooks can't really do anything. This knight is pretty solid. And this knight on h5 feeling lonely because if it was on d4, he has to reroute it back. And yeah, it would waste a lot of time, but yeah. So I missed this, and also rook c1 doesn't really work because knight b1, rook b1, because if you take the queen, I just take it back with my knight. Rook b1, queen c1, rook c1, and I'm just simply an exchange plus, as you can see. So over here knight d2 was simply winning because he can't really play something like queen a2. A silent move doesn't work because of knight f3. So yep, after queen b1, I should have played knight d2 and simply win the game. But I played rook b8, also fine, but now the game is equal. And he played the move rook c1, the best move in the position. He can't really take it in case you want to check out. Rook takes, queen takes. And I was planning to take here, king here, a check first, check first, and then I'm going to take here. And you might be wondering where my king will go, but I guess my king will go either to hide behind the a3 pawn, or maybe to go d4, d3, and my king will be pretty safe. This pawn is a passer. I'm just going to push that pawn all around. So rook b8, he can't really take it here, so he played the move rook c1, and immediately take on d5, e5, and now he suddenly shocked me with the move rook c4. Oops. And after queen e5, he suddenly shocked me with the move rook takes c4. Now first of all, first move came to mind dc4. And okay, I played it immediately because now rook e5 doesn't work because of rook b1, and I simply am exchange plus, as you can see. And he resigned on spot after I played d takes c4 because he figured out he has to take the queen, and then he would have to give up the queen as well, and I'm simply an exchange plus right now. But there was a very exciting line here which starts with queen b3. Now I have to save my queen from this spin because now he's threatening to take and first take on c4 with check, and after I move my king, then he's going to take on e5, and that would be losing for me. So I have to play queen c7 here, and now he plays the move stunning move rook takes c4. I have to take it back, and now not queen c4 where after king d7, and I'm pretty safe. Even though his pieces look very much attacking, but now my king will go into shelter with e7, with my pawns on f6, rook g8, I will lead to win. But here comes the exciting part. Queen f3 check. Checking my king. King has to go d7, d6. Let's say I play d6 because d7, okay, it's the same thing. You will take here. So let us say I play d6. Now gives queen f4 check. I have to go king d7 because if I play king c6, it's just going to repeat because white just needs to draw. So I have to play king d7. And now he will play queen takes f7. If I play king d6, that I have to play queen f4, king c6 and queen f3, and eventually the game would have ended in a draw if he would have found queen b3. But here he played the move rook c4, very shocking for sure. I took the hit and here he resigned the game. So friends, this was the game for today. I hope you liked it and enjoyed watching. Smash like if you did and don't forget to subscribe in below. Share the game with your friends and family. I will catch you up in the next one. Goodbye.